Welcome back to the reality, guys. I'm your host, Billy Blinks, joined as always by my co-host, Brian.
What's going on, everybody?
We're back to talk Surviving Barstool. This is season 3, episode 4, the first pay-per-view episode of Barstool TV. If you don't know where to access it, it's on the website barstool.tv. $9.99 for this week, next week, and the finale. There's a live finale, so I think that's like a 3-week event. So I think it's next week is the live finale. I
Yeah,
could be wrong. You just look at the schedule, but we're going to cover every episode. Um, Obviously, I would fully recommend it. Even if you're like not a Barstool person, Brian's not like a big Barstool guy. I've been a Barstool guy for a long time, but you don't need to watch. You don't need to like read the blogs and watch the podcast to enjoy this.
yeah. I think all he just fills in some of the background of like how they know each other. But for someone who doesn't really watch any of their content, I think it's great. Like I enjoy the hell out of it. I think like the dynamics changing from like what Survivor is now and what it used to be, like the you being able to use your phone, you're still working. I think it makes it really funny and very different and entertaining. I think it's better than Survivor currently.
Yeah, I
I'll
mean
die on the hill.
it's very no,
And
it's
so much better.
very entertaining. So we're gonna jump into episode 4. We'll run through kind of what happened this episode. We'll run kind of chronologically here at the big events. Try not to hold too long on the not big events. We started with the idea that there are always going to be idols in play, two in play at all times. If they're used, they go back in the game. Everyone's idol hunting. We already know Jerry has one from last week, but we are not aware at the top of the episode if anyone else has found any of them. Dave, though, is convinced that Rico has one. He's thought Rico's had one for a few episodes. We, at least again, as of now, don't know that Rico has one. We come to find out he never has had one. So very funny. There is in a lot of this episode a lot of overthinking that is done here, not just letting the game maybe just come to them a little bit
Entertaining overthinking though. Like they're paranoid.
and interrogating,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
just
I
interrogating.
thought it was very entertaining.
There was a fake clue in play that Rico had made. KFC finds it, brings it to Rico. Rico doesn't give himself away. Everyone, it doesn't end up becoming anything, but again, just funny entertainment that guys are at least trying to
Mm,
incorporate some real Survivor
right.
things into the game. Um, let's go to the challenge though. I mean, obviously, also we can talk about the variety of sleep. I've talked about those in the few of the reviews already. It's going to be a consistent theme. It's hard to sleep in an office.
Yeah. Yeah. Especially like just looks like there's so much clutter and stuff going on in there that like I mean Dave's office looks like he looks like a hoarder.
It's literally probably like mostly storage anyway.
Yeah.
Um, the challenge was an iteration of Survivor. We usually make jokes on our other reviews of like, here's another toss a bag on a platform challenge, but a nice iteration for an office, right? You have to get one on each of the platforms. Game doesn't end until all the platforms have a bag on it simultaneously. You have to wheel through the office backwards on your office chair, and then you have to toss it up. Everyone's got to do a toss before you can let whoever you want just take as many tosses and runs as they'd like. Um, a really back and forth game. Rico played really well. He hit like ended up actually getting 4 bags. One dropped off, then another one's dropped off. They had a 3-1 lead, that being the Stars tribe, but then KFC rolls in pretty impressively, gets a few bags, closes it out for Stools. Um, this is where we got the fake outrage moment of the episode that carried us for like a solid 20 minutes. During the celebration, one of the bags for a stool fell down. Dave and them jump all over it. And then, like KFC says in a confessional, if Dave gets one little scrap of something he can hang on to, he's going to die on it, and abuses it to the point where he gets Chef to give them a challenge flag. I wonder if the team gets to keep the challenge flag based off the result of the episode.
Probably not. He's only getting to
Challenge,
these things because he's like
challenge flag.
the ruler. But yeah, that kind of stuff you'd never see on Survivor. That's what I love about it. It's like they're openly telling each other like "fuck you," like you're like, and like they're getting. I honestly love. I'm not a big fan of gloating, but I think in this case, I like the gloating on it. I think it causes tension between everyone else and it fires everyone up, and I think it's actually good TV.
Well, it's funny because in Survivor, when there's two tribes, you're not really socially interacting with the other
Yeah.
tribe, where they're all just like forced to be together. So as soon as the challenge ends, they all walk out of the hallway and boom, they're talking. You
And
know
he
what
goes
I mean?
back
So
from
it
you.
is it is very funny in that respect. Also, shout out to Jeff D'Lo because I'm sure this was a ton of work. Just the amount of verbal abuse he takes and disrespect he takes right to his face,
It's like
and with
right.
like a lot of these,
He's literally Roger Goodell to
yeah,
Dave.
yes. Well, he gets that in the trivia and it doesn't, but like the amount of abuse, I don't like again remember like Dave's there, Gaz, like a lot of these people are like his like superiors at work too, so just
Mm,
like has to like eat their, but he holds a good balance. Like you said, he plays the commissioner like card really well,
yeah,
like, and he's just like, forget it, no, I'm not like
yeah. You
gonna.
can't vote me out. I mean that was the
I'm gonna
line.
flip the challenge results because they fell 10 seconds. I called the game. Like, that's it. It's over. Like, what do you mean?
I just love that he wants him to do like this, like one, like when like on a
Yeah,
ref,
yeah, yeah.
you're like over the trying to get over the halfway mark or the half court.
It was funny though. This is at the point where um during the challenge, Rico found a clue. It was in the common area for people to grab bags. He just happened to be there when it was revealed and he grabs it, tells PFT about it. They search for, looks like from the flashbacks, they search like a full day, like because when they show it, there's a lot of people sitting at desks and stuff. So it's definitely like during the office day.
Yeah.
And so it took them almost until it seems like they did a vote that night. Um, PFT finds it on Ken Jack's desk. Now, for people not aware, Ken Jack is half of the or part of the Lights Camera Barstool, so he's like one of the TV movie guys. So having that on his desk made sense. It was in a VHS tape. But Tommy sees PFT like put something in his pocket, rats him out to the group. What did you think of the Tommy rat out?
I mean, it's definitely a snake move, but I mean, he as a previous winner, he has to, I think, do what he can to stay above in the tribe because, I mean, he hitched his wagon to Dave,
Yep.
so he needs to be in like the good graces. And yeah, would I have done it? No, but I thought he would have used it more to his advantage, where he would have been like, "Hey, I saw you do it. Keep it more tighter," and then
Mm-hmm.
maybe like,
Promise that I'm not the target out of the three
yeah,
of us and I don't say anything.
right,
You know what I mean? Like that. And I get that. But like you said, he at that point, I think he thought that he had three of them united on
mm,
somebody and that they were going to be fine. And that kind of continues into what I think obviously is the moment of the episode. Are we killing Jerry? That at first I thought is like what gets like brought up in the tribal, like that Dave was like a fake scenario that they set up to try to like trick Jerry. Turns out that's BS. It turns
yeah,
out
it
that
really-
Gaz is stupid and he sent the text to Jerry by accident, like to the tribe group chat because he didn't name the chat. Like you could see that, like Tommy, I just looked on Twitter and Tommy screenshotted it, and there was like no name of the chat. It just has names in there, so like he obviously just like sent it to the wrong one
right.
because the next text after is thumbs up if you agree that'll cancel what we just talked about. So it's AKA whatever they had planned before Jerry. Like if they thumbs up that, then they're going with Jerry. And that's like they're all in the room. Jerry gets the text. Gaz is caught. He tries to tell them that's not what the text says.
The way he was explaining it, like, was the dumbest thing ever. And Jared's just like, "Hold on, I need to sit down."
Dave's just going to his confessional. I think we just got to kill Gaz. We just got to get rid of Gaz.
Yeah, I mean, I thought that was the right move, like for Dave, because I mean, Dave's worried about himself, and he like it also now that somebody does something so dumb, it takes spotlight off of him.
Yeah, and obviously where we end up going with the blind side now, it looks really like, and it's smart. PFT, Jerry, and Rico working together. That really in their tribe was the only way for any of them to really survive out against a Tommy, Dave, Gaz trio that was like fully established, right?
Hmm.
They did what they had to do, and it was smart. I think, like, is for all the crap they were giving Rico, like he was giving things away, he wasn't giving anything away because he never actually had an idol. Like I think, like I said, for as much as crap he did well in the challenge, I think having Dave's out is huge because now they're almost better off losing another challenging, picking one of the two of them off going into the merge. I think the three of those guys, just the Jerry, PFT, Rico, will have a better shot with the other side of the tribe, like merging in with that group, as opposed to having to deal with those guys. You know, having a Gaz or a Tommy, screw them, get rid of them. You know what I mean?
No, no, fair enough. Yeah,
I don't think they're gonna work. I don't see them going to work with Tommy and Gaz like in a merge situation.
Well, I'm super excited to see how the merge actually works on the show because this is the first time they're doing it. Because the other time they just went straight into like
Yeah,
they're
yeah.
already technically merged. There's only 8 people, and this time like
14 this time.
it's awesome. Yeah. So a couple of things I wanted to say that I really loved, and the one thing I love about this show is like I love that when they do these challenges, there's like a camera on your face. So like when Rico found that idol and he like threw it away, like I
Yeah.
was like that was an awesome moment. Like catching that live, I thought was really cool. They would never catch that on Real Survivor. Like because he did it like, and I understand what he's doing. He's like, oh, what is this? Like, get it out of here. I got to get focused and make these shots. And then he's like, oh shit.
I grabbed the wrong thing, or
Yeah,
like it almost like
yeah,
freaked me. I was like, oh my god, what is that?
yeah,
Like,
yeah.
it's just like it is. It's a natural
And
reaction.
like the way it worked out, like I don't remember who was down the hall. I don't know if it was KFC, but like they like so his hallway was empty, so he can go back with no like issues. No one saw it on the other tribe, so they can like start building their
Timing's everything,
and
man. It's literally a few more seconds. Someone else is going there and they get it, and that can change
and
the
just,
whole.
and just the way he goes to PFT, he's like, "Yo, touch my pocket." Like he could have said it just like, "Hey,
Because
I
he's
need to
got
show
no
you something
chill,
later." Just the
Rico. He's
way
so
he did it.
goofy. He's such a
Yeah,
goof. He's
yeah.
such a goof. Such a goof.
Mhm.
Um, but I mean the best, like a great goof, not like
And
Uh,
another, I'm sorry, one more, I don't mean to interrupt you,
no,
but
you're good.
the way that Dave like, also was like, I don't want to vote Jerry out because he wants the money, and like if he like that affected the game too because if he was like a like cold hearted, he would have just gotten rid of Jerry and he'd probably be fine.
Yeah, like I said, I think there are some sentimental favorites. Jerry definitely being one of them. Well, Jerry really being, I think, the main sentimental
Yeah,
favorite. If you kind of look back on all the other guys are more established than him at this
yeah.
point. Again, and Tommy probably equal and probably even a little more off because he's won like three of these different game shows. So like even from that, that guy's gotten some cash. So but again, it's Dave. We see in the preview, Dave's not happy with Jerry, and he's like, Jerry's not going to win the whole thing. Now, I don't know if that's cut from a rant of like, just basically saying he just doesn't think he'll make it, or like he is going to like actively try to vote against him and get people on the jury to vote against him.
I wonder
I
if he
don't know.
just finds the results of the vote and it was like who flipped on him and maybe it was actually Jerry. I didn't watch to the end to see the vote flip.
Yeah, so the only other thing really of note from Tribal is that PFT did burn his idol on Rico. He must have thought there was going to be more heat, obviously, on Rico. So, um, one idol burn, which means an idol is back in play. So I would expect episode 5 to kick off yet again with a idol hunt, which I think is fine. I like that it's part of it. I mean,
Yeah,
they're in an office. Like, frankly, it we complain on regular Survivor that there's too many, but it's because it's crazy convoluted with a bunch of different rules. They just got to
yeah, it's a bunch of
find them,
crap.
right?
I
They just got to
liked when
find
they
them.
just got to find an idol. Like no one's losing their vote. Like can you imagine if they added all that BS into this? They'd be like,
Well,
this is dumb.
they would lose their minds and
Yeah,
said it's dumb, and they would like, we're not doing
exactly.
that.
Which is probably would be funny to watch. Like, hey, this is a dumb rule, but
Maybe next season when they try to like iterate just a tiny bit on it, so we can see on that. But
I'm just so jealous of this show. Like,
yeah,
I would love to do this
yeah, no,
so
this is the type
badly.
of stuff we would die to do. So like, you know what I mean? It's fun.
Yeah,
Like it's something that I think though is a proof of concept for other media networks and things where again you can do more low key fun things. It doesn't have to be people jumping out of airplanes and being on in Fiji and
right.
again we love like amazing rail. You don't spend millions, and I'm sure this cost upwards of almost 6 7 figures, 7 figures probably, but it's all said and done. But you know. It's just like a good proof. Just let people, you can cast people who know each other, cast a family. It's see what happens. I just think the show just shows that obviously they have a unique set of personalities, but I love that it has shown that we don't need these crazy environments at all times for every show.
I mean, this has now moved up to my number one thing when this YouTube page gets big. That's what I want to do.
Yeah, like host our own reality
Because
competition
you
show.
can do an amazing race just in New York City. And it's just
The
like
amazing
obscure
race in like some
places.
random town anywhere.
Yeah, I mean, but I mean, Survivor is definitely way better. It's like
Yeah,
the
I
concept
like this for
is
sure.
more fun. I love every second of it.
Make sure you're subscribed here and on our TikTok. We do 60-second reviews, reality TV news, different reality TV clips. So if you're subscribed here and on TikTok, you'll catch all of our coverage. So yeah, this has been a fun thing to cover and nice surprise. So we'll be here again tomorrow night for episode 5. But until next time, for myself and Brian, thank you for watching. Peace.